ಸರ್ ಇವಾಗ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಇವಾಗ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ
A very warm welcome to all our, is it working? Yeah. A very warm welcome to all our esteemed guests, dignitaries, participants, and colleagues. As we gather here today at the Central Institute of Indian Languages, it fills my heart with joy and delight to stand before you today as we gather in the enchanting city of Mysore, renowned for its rich heritage, cultural diversity, and vibrant intellectual atmosphere. But Mysore is not just a city of historical wonders, but also a thriving hub of knowledge and learning. It is home to prestigious institutions like the Central Institute of Indian Languages, which has played a significant role in preserving and promoting our diverse linguistic heritage. The Institute play tireless efforts in documenting, analyzing, and revitalizing Indian languages have contributed immensely to linguistic research and education in India and globally. It is my honor to invite the esteemed dignitaries to grace the stage. I kindly request the presence of our highly regarded chief guest, Professor G. Uma Maheshwar Rao, along with our esteemed director of CIIL, Professor Shalendra Mohan, and the esteemed assistant director, Dr. Narayan Chaudhary. Your esteemed presence would be deeply appreciated as you take your seats on the stage. As we embark on this incredible journey together, it is important to acknowledge the pivotal role played by the Central Institute of Indian Languages in fostering linguistic research and education. With a vision to preserve and promote the rich tapestry of languages in India, this institution has emerged as a beacon of excellence in the field of language studies. We express our heartfelt gratitude to CIIL for graciously hosting this summer school in computational linguistics aimed at providing comprehensive training in this interdisciplinary field. Your presence here, dear participants, your presence here today signifies your unwavering commitment to pushing the boundaries of computational linguistics. As torchbearers of future advancements, your enthusiasm and dedication inspire us all. Over the next few days, you will have the privilege of engaging with brilliant minds, learning from esteemed experts, and exchanging ideas that will shape the future of language technology. I encourage each of you to seize this invaluable experience and forge connections that will endure a lifetime. Throughout this summer school, you will have the privilege of learning from renowned experts, engaging in thought-provoking discussions, and immersing yourself in the fascinating world of Indian languages. Here, we celebrate the power of words, the intricacies of communications, and the transformative potential of computational linguistics. Before we commence this auspicious occasion, I would like to request everyone to join in the traditional ceremony of lighting the lamp, symbolizing the eradication of darkness and the illumination of knowledge. As the flame dances and casts its gentle glow, let it serve as a reminder of the brilliance and enlightenment that awaits us in the days ahead. Let the radiant glow of the lamp illuminate our path towards linguistic excellence and cultural understanding. It is my privilege to invite our esteemed dignitaries to come forward and participate in the traditional ceremony of lighting the lamp. Their presence symbolizes the wisdom, experience, and guidance that will illuminate our path throughout this journey. Thank you for gracing this occasion with your presence, and let us embark on this remarkable journey of exploration, learning, and discovery. To invoke blessings and seek the guidance of higher power, I would like to request Sri Chetan Baji kindly offer a prayer.
Thank you, Shwangi. So this 89th verse of Rigveda mantra has taken from first chapter and first Ashtaka. And the Sukta's title is Ano Bhadra Sukta. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Ano Bhadra Krita Voyam To Vishvato Dabdha So Aparita Sa Udbhidaha Devano Yatha Sadamidvrudheya Sannaprayuvo Rakshitaro Dive Dive Devana Bhadrasu Matirrojo Yatam Devana Ratirabhino Nivartatam Devana Sakhyamupasedi Vayam Devana Ayuh Pratiram Tu Jivase Tan Purvayani Vida Ahumahe Vayam Bhagam Mitramaditim Dakshamashridham Aryamanam Varunam Soma Mashvina Saraswatina Subhagamayaskarata Tanno Vato Mayo Bhuva Atubheshajam Tanmata Pruthivi Tatpita Dyoh Tadgrava Anhasso Masuto Mayo Bhuvastadashvina Shrunutam Dhishnya Yuvam Om Swastina Indro Vruddhashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishvavedaha Swastina Starksho Arishtanemihi Swastino Brahaspatir Dadhato Bhadram Karne Bhishrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Makshabhirya Jatraha Sthirairangai Estushtavam Sastanobhihi Devahitan Yadayuhu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The ideal wish of this chant is that the light of knowledge may flow from all over the world. Thank you. Dhanyavada.
Thank you, sir, for that soul-stirring invocation. We are blessed to have you grace this occasion with your recitation of a Vedic mantra. Today, we have the honor of felicitating a remarkable individual who has dedicated their life to the advancement of linguistics. Their groundbreaking work, visionary ideas, and invaluable contribution have paved the way for innovation and progress in this field. It is with great pleasure and deep respect that we welcome Professor G. Uma Maheshwar Rao, newly elected as the President of the Linguistic Society of India, with over 35 years of experience and a prestigious background as the former director of the Center for Applied Linguistics and Translation Studies at the University of Hyderabad. Professor Rao's visionary leadership will shape the future of linguistic research and education in our nation. We are privileged to have him here today, and we eagerly anticipate the wisdom and insights he will share with us. To commemorate this special occasion, I would like to invite the Director of CIIL, Professor Shalendra Mohan, to present a token of appreciation to Professor Rao, symbolizing our respect and admiration for his outstanding contribution to the field of linguistics. Thank you, sir. We are privileged to have a distinguished panel of personalities who have played instrumental roles in shaping CIIL and its journey of excellence. Today, we have the honor of felicitating our esteemed director, Professor Shalendra Mohan, who has been a beacon of inspiration and guidance for all of us. Professor Mohan's visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to linguistic research and education have been instrumental in shaping the excellence of CIIL. We are delighted to extend a heartfelt invitation to Dr. Narayan Chaudhary. It would be our utmost privilege to have Dr. Chaudhary join us as we commemorate a momentous occasion. We kindly request his esteemed participation in presenting a bouquet to Professor Mohan in recognition of his remarkable achievements and invaluable contributions. Thank you, sir. Now I am honored to invite an esteemed individual who holds a significant position at CIIL and has played a pivotal role in organizing this remarkable summer school. His dedication, vision, and tireless efforts have crafted a program that promises an enriching experience for everyone gathered here today. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to the Assistant Director of the CIIL and the convener of the summer school, Dr. Narayan Chaudhary. His unwavering commitment to fostering linguistic research and education has laid the foundation for this incredible gathering of minds. I would like to extend a warm invitation to the coordinator of the summer school, Mr. Shantanu Kumar Jha, to join us on stage and present a bouquet to honor Dr. Narayan Chaudhary during this momentous felicitation. With the lamp of knowledge lit, the blessings invoked, and our leaders felicitated, we are now ready to embark on this transformative journey of the summer school. Let us embrace this opportunity to expand our horizons, deepen our understanding of languages, and forge lasting connections with fellow language enthusiasts. With great enthusiasm, I now invite Dr. Narayan Chaudhary to share their thoughts and introduce the program that awaits us in the days ahead. Let us lend our ears to their wisdom and guidance as we embark on this transformative journey of computational linguistics.
Thank you, Shivangi, for starting off this summer school. And on behalf of CIL, I welcome our chief guest, Honorable Director, and all the participants who have come from different places, covering almost all the states and all the scheduled languages that we have, and maybe a couple of languages other than the scheduled languages. So I extend a very warm welcome to you all for this summer school in computational linguistics. I think this is after a long time that CIL is conducting a summer school in computational linguistics. I think last time it was done was maybe 10-15 years back, when I was also a resource person at that time. And we feel that there is a greater need now that linguists across the country focus on the computational processing of the languages. It is not just about any minor language, which is right now, what do you say, the happening area for any linguist, that okay, I want to do a linguistics, okay, I'll take an engineer language and then work on that. No, our major languages are still in requirement of our deep attention so that they are enabled with the latest technology that is available, and only linguist can do it. No language person can, no literature person can do it. So all the language departments, so-called language departments that you see across the country, they are all literature departments. They don't do much in languages. So you have to take a lead in this and then do something so that technologies are developed in that. But before we do that, you also need to develop an understanding of how the language technology, the artificial intelligence, machine learning algorithms, how they work. And all of this summer school program is meant for that. To give you an overview of what we have in our plate for the next 15 days is that this program, as you are aware, is going on for 15 days starting from today, and it will end on 1st of August. And then we have got a total of 46 participants who have been selected to come over here, and there were more than that. I mean, we have got almost 150 requests, but we could not select all of them because resources were low. One part. Another part was that we also wanted to ensure that for each of the scheduled languages we have at least 2 persons who would work on different areas that way, because in LDCI, you know, the scheme, which is basically the main sponsor of this project. So that scheme also works on the scheduled languages. So we have ensured that we take at least 2 people from each of the languages, and when they get to know these things, when they learn something, when they go back, they'll take it up for further work, or maybe they can again get attached to LDCL or different other projects that are happening in India, and then contribute to that. In these 15 days, we have 25 lectures scheduled from eminent scholars working in different areas, and we are covering almost all the subdomains. Maybe except for a couple of it, let's say machine translation we are not covering, but we are covering. The first thing is the annotation, how to do different types of text annotation, speech annotation on the language data. You will have hands-on on these things. We are covering how to collect or create corpus for any given language, and we will try to use the current state of the art, like say developing a crawler for your language by to collect data from the web or maybe through social media, and then curate it and bring it to a format so that it can be used for a language modeling task. We have different types of annotations like US annotation, chunking, syntactic parsing, and you will have experts over the period. They will keep on coming and they'll keep on giving you lectures as well as hands-on on this. We also have small sessions on 2 speech related tasks, the ASR, automatic speech recognition, and TTS, text to speech synthesis. Now all of these things, you remember that you may not get everything, because these are the areas where people need to keep on working for years to come up to some kind of application. But our goal would be, and your goal should also be, that you collect, you get at least a clarity of how these things are made, and try to make some notes so that once you do something here, you extend it. When you go back to your place, then you also start working on it and try to come up with the those kinds of systems, the systems that interest you. And remember, it is not just one person who is going to do all the things. You can choose out of all these practical sessions and hands-on sessions that we have. You can choose which one you want, which one you think is going to be the best for you, and then keep on working with it. Among the lectures, we have 25 lectures scheduled. It includes, of course, Professor Rao, to begin with, and we have faculties like Girish Najha, Professor Pushpak Bhattacharya, Ashwini from IIT Delhi, and then our own internal staff, faculties from FLO, faculties from IIT Guwahati, from Tezpur University, and Jadavpur University, ISI Kolkata, IIT Patna. These people are coming to teach you. You already have the schedule with you. So this is how all of this thing is. After all of this thing is over, then you will have more clarity about how we go forward. So that is all from me, and I wish you all to have a very great stay. I hope you have already started enjoying the weather of Mysore, because I think in the rest of the India we have a very hot summer going on. So make the most of this opportunity, and we'll see how we go forward from here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. We are grateful for your guidance and support in making this summer school a reality. It is my distinct honor to invite Professor Rao to deliver the inaugural lecture, sharing his profound insights and wisdom with us. We express our deepest gratitude to Professor Rao for gracing us with his presence and delivering an enlightening lecture that will undoubtedly inspire and enlighten us all.
Thank you for my invitation, and also the kind of good words spoken about me here. Particularly, I thank Professor Shailendra Mohan and my friend Narayan Chaudhary and many other friends sitting over here, and also many students and other candidates who have come here to probably interact with many experts. This is a 2 weeks program. It's nice to meet you all and also exchange my knowledge about this, about computational linguistics, language technology, and the related areas, that is NLP. And this present talk will be just a kind of an introduction why we need to do this kind of exercise, right? It's not that, okay, it's another academic exercise. It's beyond that kind of thing. Most of you are already familiar with this. That's computational linguistics, I'm sure. And its application in language technology, and of course the tools that many people have been developing across India and elsewhere, right? So I will throw a little bit of some light on these kind of things. First of all, language technology itself is not very recent. It has been there for ages. It has been there for at least not less than 2,000 to 3,000 years old, right? Speech was there. It is there. Maybe how many years? Speech is there for the last 100,000 years because it has evolved along with human beings. It's nothing new. Nobody has invented speech, right? It has evolved along with modern man, almost 100,000 years ago. All languages have been there, and They have been evolving constantly. Now, we don't accept that certain languages are greater, are more complex, are more scientific, etc. kind of terms. These terms are not acceptable for a kind of logical study of languages, right? All languages are on equal footing, equally complex, and of course they are of the same age. Now, some time ago, in some languages, very old, in the sense the old means the scripts were invented. Okay, maybe they go back about 5,000 years ago. Some languages have their scripts invented 4,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, or even recently some languages have adopted the existing scripts or tried to invent scripts for their own languages, right? These are the writing systems. But these writing systems are not to be confused with the languages. Writing systems are there very recently, maybe at most 5,000 years old. But languages have been there for the last 100,000 years, right? So most often people, whenever they find an ancient inscription, they say their language is very old, very ancient, so other languages are very recent and not very classical, etc. No, all languages are of the same age, the same kind of complexities are there, and nothing is simpler, nothing is complex, okay? All languages are of the same kind. So when we say some languages are standard and some languages are substandard or non-standard, this is also, for us, we will say this is also unscientific, right? For any speaker who speaks a particular speech, it is standard in his area. So maybe for various reasons people have thought actually we should develop a standard for our language, for our dialect, etc. This is not like that. The notion of standard is almost a kind of ancient thing now, right? Because we are in an internet age, information era. Anybody from any point of the globe can sit and write in his speech, in his mother tongue, right? The other side, thousands of miles away, somebody else sitting and sharing that particular dialect, that particular language, might actually respond in his or her own speech, in writing, or even in speech, right? Today, the kind of divisions, the speech and the writing, etc., have been erased. So the story actually begins from this one. The technology began with languages while inventing the scripts, right? When we have invented scripts for our languages, that is the writing systems for our languages, that is the first step in technology, first step in language technology. And then that's only to make permanent existence of the language, the speech form. We write it on stone slabs, we have written it on metal surfaces, we have written it on paper, we have written it on the leaves. But depending on the kind of surface, the kind of material that we have used, the permanence is debatable. Okay, some of them are very permanent, like stone and metal, but certain other things are not so, right? But however, they are not as momentous as speech, right? So we have secured permanence to language by making them writing. This is the first technology. The second thing, people thought that we should reach out to people, right? If I just put it on a paper or a stone or a metal, the writing is visible only when you visit that stone or the slab or the metal sheet. But when you publish it in the form of books and disseminate them across regions, then lots of people will find those things and then they exchange information from the writer. So that is dissemination of information is in the second stage, and that is actually the second technology for languages. So publications have come up. People, either there is handwriting or typing or printing, but books form, it is actually published and distributed across the place where people know that particular language. The third thing is actually the modern age, where this information, that kind of thing that you create every day, you write it and you speak it, but simultaneously it can be heard or read and exchanged with the people across the continents in the electronic age. So this is what we call as the third dimension or the third revolution in language technology. This is the revolution here is actually the simultaneity with which we exchange our information. While I write, you see, and then you can read, or when I speak, you can hear across the globe. So it is not limited to space. Now it is not even limited to distance or number of people or the time. We have actually emerged beyond these things. So language, the inherent drawbacks of language have been taken care of, right? The inherent drawbacks of language, the human language, the momentous nature of the speech, the temporary or the non-permanence of the speech has been taken away. Now it is distributed across the people. Now it is simultaneously available with everyone on the globe, right? However, still there is a gap in our accessing languages. What is that gap? Language itself is a problem. You speak a different language, I speak a different language, you don't understand me, I don't understand you. It has been there. There are 7,000 and odd number of languages on this globe, and each one of us speak that language and you don't understand and we don't understand each other. This itself is a problem now. Now, the modern world tried to actually change this scenario. How do we do this kind of thing? Because the computers have come up. Right? With the advent of computing knowledge, internet knowledge, and other kinds of things have changed our complete concept and perception about individual languages. So there is a time now that we should build systems that enable you seamless access to languages, across languages. So if I speak here from English or in Telugu or in any other language, you should be able to listen to me in your own language, not in the language that I speak. In your own mother tongue, not in my language that I speak from here. That is the seamless accessibility of natural languages that we are trying to build today in this world. And that time is not very far now, right? It's not very distantly remote from us now. It is probably by the end of this decade, people will be making that kind of systems. They are qualitatively good, real time, automatic, fully automatic, machine translating systems, real time in the sense that as I speak, you will be hearing in your mother tongue. Fully automatic means there is no intermediary. Almost simultaneously you can hear and understand that one. These kind of machines will be available to different speakers of different languages, and so language is no bar. It's not a barrier anymore. That is the kind of goal that we have been trying to achieve. So this kind of summer schools are actually began working in this particular area to get people, to attract people, ask them, train them, and get work done by them in different languages, not just in one or two languages, not in global language, or not like international language, not like official language. Every language, every mother tongue, we should lay our hands and then create databases and then achieve this kind of thing. How do we do this kind of thing? You must have heard, most of you must be linguists or belong to different disciplines, nearby disciplines, right? Can machines ever achieve this goal? How many of you think that it is possible? So there is not many, but there are few people, right? But you know, machines, as we have till yesterday, could not have done this kind of thing. First of all, no life form can ever do this, first of all. Only those life forms which we see every day, any life form can learn something, right? Only life forms can learn, and language can be learnt, only learnt. If you want to learn a language, you have to learn it. How do we learn it? Because life forms have the capability to learn a language. No other form, no other material like a computer or a microphone or any of these things, objects, non-life forms can ever learn things. This is the kind of notion, okay, we have been actually toying with, we have been familiar with these things when we came to linguistics. Because we are taught that learnability is the criterion, is the first step, is the certificate that you can say, okay, this thing can learn a language because there is a learnability criterion associated with a life form, right? However, natural languages are not just so simple to be learned by any life form, right? People have experimented, like orangutans or higher primates like chimpanzees, etc., can start learning, but you know, they won't learn our language. Some rudimentaries can be learned by them. They don't learn our human languages. Human languages can only be learned by human beings. So we are actually biologically wired for these natural languages. So it's really a complex thing. It's not so easy to learn a language. Now, how do we do it? Great grammarian, a great linguist, a generative linguist, 2500 years old generative linguist, Panini, has actually invented writing a very exhaustive grammar for Sanskrit, made about 4,000 rules, right? I think if I am not wrong, 4,401 rules or some set of such rules. But do you think if you really put everything together of those 4,000 rules, machines can understand those Sanskrit and analyze and everything and speak back? No, because every rule that you formulate, a linguist formulating a rule, that rule can bleed. No single rule in linguistics that is formulated by linguists can ever be not stopped from bleeding, because you know, you have learnt it. Every rule has an exception, right? There's no rule that is not, that doesn't have an exception. And if you say in English plural formation is done how? By affixing segment S. But you know, it is only possible only in certain cases, not in all cases, right? Foot, feet is there, goose, geese is there. So many examples you can show that this goes against the rule. Even if you propose that, okay, this kind of thing, food kind of thing, sing kind of, certain other kind of things have another rule, a kind of sub-rule, then that particular sub-rule also will bleed. You have to have another rule to fix that hole. So this kind of rule building will not actually take anywhere. You have been doing it. Linguists have been trained to build rules to describe their languages. But you know, all these rules bleed. but we keep putting some sort of other things, sub-rules, 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 so much time and energies we spend. But how we learn languages then? Children, when they are just left free, they learn all languages in no time. They are better than our linguists, right? They have been learning it. And they also build rules. But still they are successful and linguists are not successful. Why? Because children are actually accessing corpora. Corpora given by their parents, by their peer group, and by their relatives and people around them. They have access to natural in situ data. And then they apply their brain because they are endowed with language acquisition device, right? The kind of thing that we often talk. And with that, actually, they start learning this. So what is actually required is the language database, not the kind of thing that to build rules. Building rules will come later on, and that is not sufficient. Building rules will not give you the final kind of thing that language performance by the machines or for the machines will not be able to fix those things. But what is now required is actually those kind of machines that can actually read and access language databases. Huge kind of databases. By the time a child is born and then grown up to 12 years, he would have mastered that language, right? So it takes about 12 years. It's not really 12 years. When he was in the mother's womb, he is actually listening to us and then performing, tuning his ears, tuning those kind of sounds, syllables, and then suprasegmental characters. And then he is out, he is actually ready to receive commands and characters, sequences, etc. in the language. That's how he is able to perform things much faster. And of course, it takes time. So in course of time, 10 to 12 years, he would have finalized his learning language. So basically, he is accessing language databases, which are probably coming from his peer group and his parents, etc., etc. Now, how he is doing must be now made by the machines. So that is enabled now with the advent of machine learning techniques. Now, machine learning techniques have come where machines, probably either they are, what you say, they are supervised or non-supervised kind of machine learning techniques will enable machines to learn from these large databases. All the contexts, all the kinds of broken rules, everything will be now accessed by the machines and then memorized in huge memories of these machines today. Now, only thing is there is huge other kinds of things which machines will not be able to do. What is the thing? Artificial intelligence is required. It's okay, one thing you are learning it. Now, interpretation is a different thing. Interpretation requires actually, by context, you should be able to get information, who is doing what is about you, and what is this context. Like word knowledge. Language interpretation is not insufficient to just getting information about the grammaticality of the language, but it is also in the context of the word knowledge we should interpret our sentences and our words. Now, this requires actually word sense disambiguation required word knowledge, which is done through artificial intelligence. Now, learning machines, that is through machine learning and assisted by artificial intelligence, now these systems which are built based on these things will enable machine translating systems which you are talking about in the near future. Right? Is that time done? Thank you very much. Okay, we will talk on these lines in the later part.
Thank you, Professor Rao, for your captivating and thought-provoking lecture. Your expertise and valuable insights have enriched our understanding and have ignited in us a renewed passion for the field of linguistics. We're immensely grateful for the knowledge you have imparted to us today. Thank you again, sir. Now, it is with great honor that I invite Professor Shailendra Mohan, Director CIIL Mysuru, to deliver the presidential address, sharing his invaluable insights and guidance with us. So please.
थैंक यू लघु को नमस्कार नमस्कार सत श्री अकाल वन्नकम जोहार गुड मॉर्निंग ऑनरेबल प्रोफेसर उमा महेश्वर राव distinguished scholar and guest for the today's program, as well as the President Linguistic Society of India, Dr. Narayan Chaudhary, colleagues at Central Institute of Indian Languages, regional language centers, classical language centers, media partners, colleagues and friends. Yeah, I am extremely happy to be here as a part of this summer school on computational linguistics happening perhaps after a long time. And it is a good opportunity for all of us to learn whatever the machine learning and other systems that can enhance the capacities of all Indian languages in recent futures. And I would also like to thank others for their kind support to organize the training program, especially Kumar sir, and the list of those scholars who will be delivering either lecture online or in presence. And thank you very much for giving us the support in doing this. I will start with what Professor Uma Maheswara said, that why do we want to do this? Because we know that the NEP 2020 emphasizes that the mother tongue education should be in all Indian languages. And at Central Institute of Indian Languages, we do not believe in these categories called tribal languages, minor languages and others. For us, all languages are at equal, and that there is nothing called any categorization of such which has a certain different kind of a connotation. For us, all Indian languages are important, and to develop those languages is the priority of Central Institute of Indian Languages. And through our various schemes and projects, we have been for the last 50 years working on the languages of India through the translation, the National Translation Mission, NTS, where we are developing the testing mechanisms. We are also working with the Bharatvani, where we have the digital corpus of at least 110 Indian languages available. LDCIL is developing corpus, and I hope by this summer school we will be developing further in the area, because it's time now, after the advent of new technology that has come in, that we need to relook and think of that we develop the technology for through Indian languages. And this summer school perhaps will provide you some insights that how to go about it. And I hope that in near future, and perhaps what Uma sir said, that though days are not far when Prime Minister Modi ji will speak in Hindi and you will listen to you that in your own mother tongue, the simultaneous translation that is possible. And perhaps it will not take more than 5-6 years from now to develop such kind of a technology, I assume. And I hope you all be the part of that developing systems that will be for our future generations. The other important point that I would like to stress upon is that when we are looking into the Indian languages system, what I as a linguist think that we have a number of common features. Whether it's a script, the systems are very similar. If you took the grammar of these scripts are similar. We have a similarities of words, at least 40-50% we say that, though we need to prove it, that even the lexicon as well as the grammatical patterns, we know that typologically we have good similarities. At the same time, there are divergences. Morphological systems are little different, but taking this into that when we are developing a technology for one language, it's not that we are developing only for one. What I want to say that looking at the similarities across Indian languages, we need to think that once we are developing a technology, for instance, Kannada, and I think that can be applicable to all Indian languages, and because we share lots of similarities, even in sentiment analysis and others, our sentiments, cultural systems seems to be a very similar one that needs to be validated through these computational models, that whether these things are similar. Yes, sir. So once again, I welcome you all to this summer school in computational linguistics, and I hope this journey towards developing a good computational systems for Indian languages not distant far. It will not take centuries, but it will definitely be done in the near future, maybe 10 to 15 years. We will have a good understanding of our all Indian languages developed with the technological system. Thank you very much. Welcome. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat. Thank you.
I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Mohan for his enlightening speech, which has left a lasting impact on our minds and hearts. We are truly grateful for the wisdom that Sir has shared with us today. Thank you, sir. On behalf of CIIL Mysuru, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the participants, faculty members and experts who have made this summer school possible. May this program be a catalyst for your personal and academic growth, and may it inspire you to become the ambassadors of linguistic diversity and cultural harmony. In addition to our distinguished guests, we are privileged to have a remarkable lineup of speakers who have graciously accepted our invitation to enlighten us with their knowledge and expertise. Each of them is a pioneer in their respective domains and has left an ineffaceable mark in the world of linguistics and computational linguistics. Their insights and experiences will undoubtedly ignite our passion and drive us to explore the boundaries of linguistic technology. In conclusion, let us once again extend my heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you present over here on behalf of the entire LDCIL family. May your time in Mysuru be filled with inspiration, growth, and unforgettable memories. Embrace the city's vibrant energy, immerse yourself in the rich cultural tapestry, and let the Central Institute of Indian Languages be your guiding light on the remarkable journey of language and innovation. Now, as we near the end of the inaugural session, I'm pleased to extend an invitation to Dr. Amom Nandaraj to deliver the vote of thanks. So please.
Good morning, everybody. I, Amom Nandaraj Mite, feel very privileged to be able to stand here on this very auspicious moment and be asked to deliver vote of thanks on behalf of the entire fraternity of Linguistic Data Consortium for Indian Languages at this today's inaugural function for Summer School in Computational Linguistics, June 19th to July 3rd, 2023. First of all, I just extend my sincere thanks to the Almighty God for making this event a grand success. By His blessing and the grace, we are here at least to make the event what it was. Next, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to our Honorable Professor G. Umameswara, President Linguistics Society of India LSI, also former professor at Center for Applied Linguistics and Translation Studies, Department, School of Humanities, University of Hyderabad. Sir, We have learned many things from your key inaugural address in terms of new third dimensions of language technology, the kinds of mental purpose developed in the child's mindset from the corpus of the parents. That was one of the remarkable statements from your inaugural speech. Thank you so much, sir, for your coming and taking special time for this function. And I would like to take this golden opportunity for extending my sincere thanks to our Honorable Director for our reputed Central Institute of Indian Languages, Professor Shailendra Mohan, for your gracing this honor. So we, the whole team LDCL are really privileged to extend our sincere thanks for your thought-provoking insights on the role of parents in assisting to our endeavors to such a holistic and practical oriented school. We are very privileged to have both of you. Once more, I extend my humble thanks, sincere thanks to both of them, for at least we had the privilege to hear to their insights and thoughts. So why not a big round of applause for these two professors. Of course, I also would like to take this rare opportunity to extend my sincere thanks to our officer in-charge, well-wisher, and the convener, Dr. Narayan Kumar Chaudhary, Assistant Director of this Central Institute of Indian Languages. So without your help, we cannot be the one to excel today. It is just our genuine thank you to you, sir. And it is just because of you that the summer school in computational linguistics is made possible. You have made us organize and enable us to learn many things about language technology. Sir, thank you, sir, for your constant help and guideline, which really, radiated a sense of, unity, a source of energy within us. Thank you so much, sir. Again, I really ask for a big round of applause for our sir. At the same time, I also would like to this opportunity to thank our professors, come deputy directors, who are the patrons of this school, Professor P. Umarani, Professor Fernandez, and Professor C.B. Ramakrishnan, Shiva Ramakrishnan, for their timely inspections and advices. So thank you to all of them. And now, just in front of my eyes, our importance, our driving force behind the scene, and of course, our officer in charges for different sections. I really feel privileged to extend my thanks to our officer in charge sitting just in front of me on the first row, namely Sir Dr. Sujoy Sarkar, officer in charge, Spain, and Dr. Pankaj Dwivedi, officer in charge, NTSI, and Dr. Ella Prem Kumar, officer in charge, Bharat Vani, and also Dr. Alinda Brahma, officer in charge, Northeastern Regional Language Center, whoever is visible to my naked eyes so far. Sir, thank you, sir, for your coming and participating in such a very, very auspicious occasion. We feel your valuable presence here. Why not? A big round of applause for all our officers in, sir. Of course. At the same time, I also would like to take this rare opportunity to extend my sincere thanks to all the media team from Doordarshan, The Hindu, The Indian Express, Prajavani, Deccan Herons, Star of Mysore, Vijayawani, Pratinidhi, and Kannada Prabha, and from CIIL, of course, for this media coordination, it was done by our Dr. Murali Mohan of NTSI. Thank you, sir, very much. Of course, who is one to left for thanking, there is somebody that still I have not mentioned his name. Our, the real budding rock star, the one and the only coordinator, program coordinator, Mr. Santanu Kumar Jha. I really, from a deep sense of appreciation, I really extend my sincere thanks to this guy, to this colleague Santanu Kumar, for coordinating the entire program by coordinating all of us under his umbrella of integrity. He used to visit all of us, getting various advices from us from time to time, at least the kinds of consolidating idea that he has. Now the dream has come to truth. Mr. Santanu, I really, from a deep heart of mine, I really extend my heartfelt thanks to you. Thank you, Santanu. Of course, for this guy, we really need to have a big round of applause. Thank you, Santanu. Thank you very much. So, this sort of program cannot happen overnight. The real wheel started moving a few weeks ago. We are very fortunate to be helped, supported by various active, dedicated teams of the entire fraternity. I really, extend my sincere thanks to all the team, whoever extended your feasible help, irrespective of any category like, regular or so-called academic or technical or office, for whatever ability that you have extended. So really, really, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you. Finally, I also extend my sincere thanks to whoever has contributed to the success of this summer school in computational linguistics in whatever form they could. Sabko namaskar, dhanyavad, dhanyavad, dhanyavad.
Thank you, sir. Now, the participants can explore the posters for the corpora in various languages available in the institute. And now we will break for tea and meet again at 11:45 for the next session.